What is up, my fellow Intwebians? I am Logan the Toilet Gamer, and today I'm going to go through my Murloc Rush cheese deck. I think it's pretty common, the kind of deck I use. I actually didn't look up any other Murloc decks. This is just the one I've run, and it works pretty well. Obviously, the main counters are anything that has really strong removal, or like really good board control and board clear. It really messes up your flow, because what happens is once you get to about turn 4, all you need to do is drop Murloc War Leader or Cold Light Seer, or I don't even know. Murloc Tidecaller at round 4 is actually unbelievable. Some people think it's not that good, but getting Murloc Tidecaller early and late is all good, because most of your cards are Murlocs anyways. You can kind of drop that anytime, and you'll get a ton of a ton of value out of it. It's actually a great card. This is kind of the deck I run, and I'm going to go through why I run all these cards. Alright, so I run Soulfire mainly because it's really low cost. The whole point of this deck is to be real low cost and real quick. And the reason I run Warlock, obviously, is life tap. Life tap is unbelievable. You shouldn't be taking much damage other than life tapping yourself and getting hit by Flame Imp, because they're going to be so worried about your board control. There's no way they're going to try and outrush you. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, I run Soulfire because most of the time I don't have a lot of cards in my hand, so discarding a random card usually doesn't affect me because I usually don't have one in my hand. So I just Soulfire. It costs me nothing, and it's 4 damage removal, which is unbelievable, because if you get to about the 6th or 7th turn, Soulfire becomes amazing. And I'm going to tell you why. Because at 6th or 7th turn, they'll drop a big minion and think, man, he's going to have to throw all these Murlocs away to deal with this big minion. I just slowed him all down. There's no way he's going to bounce back from this. And the thing is, that's totally wrong. If you drop, say, Lord of the Arena, Soulfire, maybe I waste 1 Murloc. That's maybe I waste Murloc Raider, which is probably the worst Murloc in your deck. And that's honestly not a big deal. Soulfire is an amazing card. It really trades up in this deck, and I would definitely say it. This is the only card I would say that is changeable, Mortal Coil. And the reason is because a lot of the time you're not going to see people with 1 HP. It's good to draw a card. It's pretty much a 1 mana 1 draw if you get the 1 damage off. So it's pretty much like a kill, a card. So yeah, it's a kill on a card. It seems so good on surface, but it's rare that you get somebody down to 1 HP. On the odd time it does happen, though, that card can really push you forward. So sometimes I really like to have it. You could change this out for another card, but there's not that many cards to move up to. You can't do these cards. These too expensive. It just costs too much. Void Terror, especially, you're wasting Murlocs are your whole run deck. Hellfire you cannot run in this deck. I don't care what anybody says. If you're you need removal in there, you need board clear. No. If I get board cleared and they have a huge horde of minions, I'm gonna lose. The reason you can't run Hellfire is because your minions are all so low unless you already have everything out. So if I already have War Leader and Cold Light Seer and everything out, I'm gonna win anyways and don't need Hellfire. But if I don't have those out, my Murlocs die. So there's no point of having Hellfire in your deck. It's not that good of an idea. Shadow Flame is okay, but it's kind of costly. 4 cost is kind of unreal. The highest card cost in this deck is 4, and it's Old Murkai. And he's just an amazing card. He's a charge 2/4, which already is okay. He's kind of like Stormwind Knight, who's a 2/5, but his +1 attack for each other Murloc on the battlefield, it's unmatched. He's the only really good charge in your deck. Bluegill Warriors are okay if you've already got War Leaders down, but they're not that good. Old Murkai, he's game changing. Sometimes if you have 4 Murlocs on the ground already, you drop Old Murkai, game's probably over. It's rare that I lose if I drop Old Murkai, and if I do lose, it's because they insta removaled him and then cleared the board. What else can you not do in this deck? You shouldn't run Dread Infernal. It's way too costly. 1 damage to all characters? No, not a good call. Anything pretty much past 5 is a no-go. You want to run all the Murlocs you can, obviously, because this deck feeds off Murlocs. And I'm going to say why Murloc Raider is the worst one in a second. But yeah, most of them are cards you start with. So Oracle, Murloc Raider, where's the other ones? Bluegill Warrior, Tidehunter. I think those are the only ones you start with, and then you have to get the rest. I think all of them are rares except for War Leader, which is this one, which is an epic. Overall, pretty easy to get. Old Murkai, you don't actually craft him or anything. He comes once you have at least 1 of every Murloc, so you only need 1 of these one of each Murloc to get him, and he just kind of appears. He's just a reward. He's pretty cool. It's kind of like the parrot reward for the pirate deck. Alright, so I'm going to go through the rest of these cards now. I run Blood Imp because 1 HP is huge. It's game changing. If you drop 2 Blood Imps, you're probably not going to lose that game. And let me tell you why. Most of your cards have 1 HP or 2. And so, like, okay, 1, 1, 1, or 2, but it's like has 1 attack to start with. It's hard to run with. 1 Tidehunter, that's 2 ones. Like, it's rough overall. Getting 2 Blood Imps on the field makes them all 3s to 4s. It's unmatched, and it's just really quick. It's a 1 cost. It's unbelievably good. Power Overwhelming, I run this because a lot of the times you'll get down to the last little bit and you're like, man, I'm missing 2 damage. Power Overwhelming, you just won the game. Or they drop something huge, like say Boulder Fist, Ogre, whatever, and you're running Grimscale Oracle with Murloc Raider. So Murloc Raider is now a 3/1. Drop Power Overwhelming on it. Murloc Raider, a 1 cost, just killed a 6 cost Boulder Fist Ogre. That's why Power Overwhelming is so good. If it gets to late game, you just really need it, or if you need it for the quick kill secure. Murloc Tidecaller is really good. It's a 1 cost, and it gains 1 attack for every time you drop a Murloc. It's pretty much unbelievable with most other cards. Like, this is a card that you want to get out early, but getting it out late is still amazing because it doesn't matter. Flame Imp by run just for speed. It's really good board clear if they drop like a really hefty, like, I don't know, let's say not a hefty, but they drop a 1/3 Northshire Cleric. Flame Imp clears it. They drop Ironfur Grizzly trying to like slow you down. Flame Imp clears it. Like, it just clears a lot of like early cards, and it's really good for you. 2 damage is nothing because you won't take a lot of damage. They'll be so scared of your rush they won't be trying to attack you. Oracle gives 1 attack to all Murlocs, but it's all Murlocs. A lot of these cards people don't realize go to every Murloc on the field. So if you drop Grimscale Oracle against this deck, like you're on the opposing side, you buff all my Murlocs. That's what happens. This is the exact same. If any Murloc, not just my side Murlocs, all Murlocs, I gain 1 attack. Voidwalker, I run it so that they can't board clear me so quick. It's actually just really good for mainly warrior decks, because Fiery War Axe slows you down so much. That means they get 2 removals out of that, and one of the removals is a turn where they also get to drop another card, assuming that they didn't have enough to drop anything else other than their Fiery War Axe. So Voidwalker just takes one of them for you and lets you continue on your path of Murloc destruction. Demon Fire I run because Demon Fire Voidwalker is unreal. Also, Demon Fire Flame Imp is really good, and it's 2 damage removal. I think it's like a needed card. I think Demon Fire is really good. Some people would probably argue that because it's too costly, but I think it's really good. Bluegill Warrior, it's obviously it's Murloc. I just get it because it has charge. Tidehunter scales really well with Murloc Tidecaller. Tidehunter is also really good once you get Murloc Warleader. It's a 2/1 bonus. So if you drop this, you now have a 4/2 and a 3/2, which so like, it's a 2 cost that has a 4/2 and a 3/2. It's unbelievable. Cold Light Oracle gives both players 2 cards. I play this card actually really often. A lot of people like would think that you don't want to run this because it's 2 cards for your opponent and 2 cards for you. Like it's costing you so much more because it's 3 mana. But the thing is, your opponent won't care about having a ton of cards on turn 4. They want a ton of cards at like turn 7 or 8. Dropping this means nothing. It's just they're more likely to get board clear out of it, but it's really not that big of a deal, and it makes you have like a ton of cards, and having those 2 extra cards is probably game winning for you. Murloc Warleader, +2/+1 to all the Murlocs. It's really good. You only want to drop it when you're sure it's safe, but it's usually pretty good. Mold Murkai, obviously. This also works with all Murlocs on the battlefield. It's not just your side; it's their side too. I had an old Murkai with like 17 damage. It was they did not realize. Cold Light Seer. This is actually a really tricky card. This is a battle cry and not a persisting effect. Gives all other Murlocs +2 health, counts their side again as well. But it only happens once. It's like people get really confused with it. People have silenced Cold Light Seer continuously thinking they're gonna clear 2 health from all my Murlocs, and that's not how it works. It's a battle cry. You can't clear. You have to clear them individually. So Cold Light Seer, you cannot drop that, or you shouldn't drop that when it's the only Murloc on the field. You need to drop it when there's a crowd of them. This is actually, I think, one of the hardest cards to play because it's unforgiving in the fact that if you only have 2 Murlocs down, they only get +2 health, and Cold Light Seer itself doesn't get +2 health. So it can be really unforgiving, and it's actually it's not the best card in this. Like, people think it's so good. It seems so good on the surface, and then in play, it's only okay. And I'm going to show you how the Murloc deck runs now. Pretty much your hardest counters. Mages, if it gets to turn 5 and they have Blizzard, or if they have Flame Strike. The best part about your deck is most times people will siphon off those big cost Flame Strike, Blizzard, Consecrate, all those cards because they won't be expecting a Murloc Rush deck. So like your main point is surprise. Dropping Flame Imp turn 1, way better than dropping Grimscale Oracle turn 1. And now I'm going to show it. Also, big counter, Warriors. Warriors just have too much deck clear. It's really hard. Cleave, it's pretty much 2 kills. Dropping a Fire Axe, like I said, 2 kills. Whirlwind kills. Inner Rage, Cruel Taskmaster. Just they have a ton of quick removal that you wouldn't think is that good, but it's actually really good. So now we're going to get right into a play. Okay, so in this game, it's me versus Hunter. Hunters actually have a lot of trouble with this deck. They don't have as much clear as you would assume. It's too costly. Pretty much the only card they have that's clear is Explosive Shot. Or not Explosive Shot, Explosive Trap. Which is really good, but it's rare they have it and they always misuse it. This is actually a good drop. Normally you want to go second because it gets you the extra card. And you can drop 2 1s on the one turn and it's just crushing. People don't know what to do once it happens. This isn't a bad drop though. I don't need Grimscale Oracle right now. Yeah, oh, much better. I'm gonna drop Blood Imp turn 1, Murloc Tidecaller turn 2, with Murloc right. It's unbelievable. Actually, like this might be like the perfect show. This like Murloc deck that I run, it doesn't have the best win rate, but it's actually pretty good. Like it's. If I had to guess, it's probably about 17-4, maybe better. It's rare that I lose, and when I do, they're usually really good. And okay, the best, you may not notice this, but like you run this deck enough, you'll realize right away what's good, what's bad. So if he drops Explosive Trap right now, he's in trouble. He's in so much trouble because I'm gonna Blood Imp, and these 2 cards will survive, and that's all that matters. My Blood Imps will die, but these 2 cards will survive, and that's what really matters. Alright, if he drops Ironford Grizzly,
speak to me.
Yeah, that's a really slow card. You actually don't have to. You don't have to worry about that card. Let that card come at you, in my opinion, and just rush him down. Like you can clear it now, so he only gets 1 card out of it, but you shouldn't be too worried about the cards he gets. You just want to make sure that the cards you get are really fast. You just want to pump it out. Now he's starting to realize he's like, okay, I just took 7 damage. And it's turn 3. You like most of your wins will come around turn 6 or 7. Yeah, he's gonna try and get 2 out of it, but it's useless. There's no point. The reason like he wants to because he's playing it like it's a regular game, but this is not a regular game. This is I'm just gonna rush it and it doesn't matter. Okay, Star Wizard. He's gonna try and draw more cards. You don't need to draw these cards. Oh my god. I don't even know if I should just rush him down at this point. Alright. So I'm going to say the few things that you can do right here. It's much harder to kill you right now than you would assume. You can board clear, but I'm just going to count how much damage I have. I have 13 damage right now. I have 13 damage on hand. Like, you just gotta count, can he clear me? The answer's definitely not. I'm gonna clear it just to be safe, but the thing is, like, he didn't really have much, and that's right, you attack with Blood Imps. Do not save those. That is a big mistake. People always save them. Look, if they're gonna clear your board, they're gonna clear your board regardless if they can see Blood Imp or not. Your point is just to rush them down, and like, this is a turn 5 win. If he doesn't clear it right now, which it's a Hunter, he has Explosive Trap, and that's it pretty much. He needs charges, he needs taunts, he needs something, but the thing is, I have so much on the field. This is a full board. Turn 4, full board. It's super cheese, and this is how I run my Murloc deck. I really like it. And yeah, it has a pretty decent win rate. What? He just got forced into Deadly Shot. Yeah. Well played. That's pretty much why I love this Murloc deck. It's you know what, it's cheese, and whoever tells you it's like a Murloc deck's not cheese is lying to you. But it's fun, and you'll have a good time with it. Pretty much, the ones you'll always crush, funny enough, are usually Druids, Hunters. Shamans are hit and miss. Sometimes you just crush them, but if they get a Lightning Storm, it's pretty game over. They get overloaded next turn, but it doesn't matter because they already demolished you. Rogues have a tough time. Paladins have a tough time if you get Cold Light Zero because it's +2 health for everyone. Priests, I haven't been beat by a priest yet. It's it's too fast. I've been beat once by a mage. Paladin, I actually got beat by a paladin. He got a really nice double consecrate draw on me, and he just from there he just had the game. Like once you clear the board like once, and then I full like put on the board again, and he clears it again, you're in trouble. But you can't be scared. You cannot be scared to throw down everything in your hand all at once every time. You can't be like, oh, they might have Blizzard. Okay, if they have Blizzard, you're going to lose anyways. If they don't have Blizzard, you need to win it now. Like, you need to win it before they pull Blizzard. So just play it as a rush, and hope you guys enjoy it. That's how I run my Murloc deck. I'm just going to go back to the show of it right now, just so you can see it. And you can just pause it there. If you want to run this, I'm not saying it's, like, good or the best, but I have really good success for it. And I hope you guys have fun playing it. It's cheese, and if people make fun of you, who cares? I have a blast doing it. Most of the time I get threatens before they well played concede, so I don't really care. Hope you guys have a great day, and tell me if you want to see more decks. Obviously they're not all going to be cheesy, but I have some pretty decent trading card game knowledge, so I can give you some tips. Have a great day, guys, and see you next time.